Here we are then for some more F1, my team back again, and we're here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Very, very excited for this one as it is the last race before the season break. Hopefully we can try to go out on a high and have a decent weekend, because the last race, if you haven't seen it, link up in the top right, go check it out before we jump into spoilers. I would consider that one a bit of a potential turning point and a better performance for us that weekend. The car felt better, the race pace was better, and sure, we had an engine failure, but on another day we weren't too far off the points and we could have maybe got some. So we're going to try and carry that positivity into this weekend. We kick off the weekend, of course, with the Pirelli Hotlap. Had a load of fun with this one, the drift challenge in the Mercedes, and I'm starting to get pretty good at this now, and I'm really just enjoying seeing how far I can push a drift out. And we managed to get gold and the maximum score, so that's good to see. With that done, we bagged, of course, 1,000 acclaim points and $100,000 in extra cash. We move into the weekend. Now, if you guys are going to enjoy this one, then go ahead, leave a like and subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel, guys. And hopefully you enjoy the upcoming races. And also, as we approach Season 2, big things in the pipeline. I think things are going to start changing now. Of course, last episode we unlocked our second extra sponsor. So we now have 3 in total. So the cash flow should start to pick up. Therefore, it should help us improve our development rate. And you can see in the background the upgrade that we've got this weekend. We've got more in the pipeline and we're getting closer. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is the control electronics. That's what we lost in the last race at Paul Ricard. And we're now down to just 2 control electronics. I'm going to go back on to old components for this race weekend, as Hungary isn't an all-out power circuit. Unfortunately, we didn't get any extra R&D points for the failure last time out, so that's a bit of a bummer. With that said though, we jump into Friday practice and we're going to go and rattle through the programs and get those R&D points as we smash the track acclimatization. We then moved into the race strategy program, and this one wasn't going as well. This was a bit more of a struggle for us and the pace wasn't there. I tried a few times, but we just wasn't fast enough. And I quickly realized that if we're struggling in practice, the rest of the weekend could be a struggle. We had that doubt confirmed in FP2 when I'd done the tyre wear test, and I was also struggling, and to kind of cap it all off, we had a moment and lost the front wing as we hit the wall, bottoming out on one of the exit curbs and spinning around. So yeah, with that done, we decided to skip to FP3 and quick sim the practice programs to get all the points, because of course one of our sponsors, the objective is to complete all the programs to get the extra cash payout. So I want to make sure we achieve that every single race. So we went ahead and skipped through. We did manage to get at least a green score on everything. I think we got purple on 2 and green on the tyre management. So yeah, we scored a decent chunk of points. I think 560, if I'm not mistaken. And just under that, 475. So yeah, after practice, we combined that with Jack Aitken. We got all of our discounts, of course, on the upgrades. And yeah, we move into qualifying with practice in the books. And I'm not going to lie, a little bit concerned because the pace doesn't seem to be great, and it seems like the last race may have been a bit of false hope. Nonetheless, I'm holding on to a bit of faith. Maybe we can find something. I'm going to make some setup changes for this one. I'm running the highest downforce setup possible, and then just reducing the wings a little bit to try and give myself a touch more straight line speed. We're going to see if that works as we jump into our first time lap here in Q1. Through the new pit complex as we make our way down towards turn 1, braking at the 50, down to 3rd, pick up a late apex and then short shift on exit to get a nice bit of traction, but we don't get exactly that and we go off into the wall and lose our entire front wing. So not the best start to qualifying. Second lap, this time we do manage to get through turn 1 and not lose the back end. So now we can crack on with the lap, making our way through turn number 2, flat out through turn 3 as we end sector 1, then preparing turn 4 over the crest, down 2 gears, keeping it within track limits. Turn 5, easy to lose the back end here as we've done in practice, and again we bottom out on the curb. I made some setup changes, but we're still bottoming out and we've hit the wall again. Luckily, I believe we've got away with damage. So I went ahead and actually just had a cool-off lap, cooled the tyres off, recharged the battery, and went again. And this time we're actually a tenth up in the first sector, so we're actually going faster after the spin. However, through turn 5, we just run a bit wide and invalidate. So yeah, game over for us on that run. I then went back to the pits, put another set of tyres on, and with a minute and a half to go, this is going to be pretty much our last attempt. So, start the lap, DRS wide open as we run down to turn 1, spot the 50 or the curb, brake just before, down to third gear, pick up a late apex, a bit wide offset apex this time, and you can see we're only up by a quarter of a tenth compared to a full tenth last time before we of course invalidated, so not the best start to the lap and already a shake of the head. However, we do gain a bit of time through turn 2 and turn 3, and we're nearly a tenth up as we now make our way down to turn 4. Over the crest this time, not invalidating, keeping it just about within track limits. Through turn 5, trying to carry that speed and getting off that exit curb nice and early as we now make our way into the right-left chicane. Fourth gear, trying to carry that minimum speed as we now swing the car into the long lefts and rights, this flowing section. Trying to give it everything, and to be fair, it's been a pretty damn good lap so far. Right on the track limit there at the end of sector 2 through the right hander, turn 11, now into the 90-degree right, followed by the final 2 corners down to fourth gear here for the penultimate one. Try to keep it nice and tight, exit absolutely crucial using the pit entry, and then the final corner, try to stay nice and tight and then get the power down as early as you dare as we open DRS, and across the line we go. And it's P21, and then instantly pushed back down to P22 as Aitken improves, and qualifying is over, and we're 9/10 off our teammate. I am 95% sure this is going to be the last episode we do with 110 AI, at least for qualifying. It all depends on the race. If we can, recover in the race and we have decent race pace, then we'll stick with it. But for now, as things stand after qualifying, this can't keep happening. With Aitken and Paul Cheb, we've just been so far off the pace. And I'm not saying be faster than them. I'm just saying at least be within the same tenth or two. So, yeah, quite a few fast-paced group penalties, I will admit, aside from that. But yeah, other than that, we're actually won again, and qualifying is over. So let's get into the race and let's gamble. Let's try something different on strategy. Let's see if we can try and turn it around.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. We're northeast of Budapest for today's race at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Lando Norris and Bottas. Leclerc, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher and Sergio Perez. Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Guan Yu Zhou and Albon. Ocon, Stroll, Jack Aitken and Martinez. Vettel, Tsunoda, Latifi, they've taken a grid penalty, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're going to take a risk and we're going to try something different. So, traditionally around the Hungarian Grand Prix, you have a lot of traffic issues, and I want to try and gamble. So, we're not just starting P18 thanks to other penalties elsewhere, we're also going to be starting on the soft tyre. I'm going to take a risk here and try something different. We're going to throw the soft down, we're going to try and be super aggressive and gain as many places as possible, and then just hold track position, box whenever it feels like the right time for the hard tyre, and go to the end. Maybe there might be a safety car, you never know. Bit of chaos, but I want to try and just really commit and send it in those first 2 laps and see if I can make it work. So to make this strategy be more effective for us, I'm going to just reduce the front wing by 2 clicks to give myself a bit more rear stability and a touch more straight line speed. The soft tyres will help compensate for the understeer, and also tyre pressures on minimum to make sure the softs don't overheat. We might struggle on the hards later on, but it's part of the risk, part of the gamble, because I do think we're off the pace around here and it's not going to be easy. So let's get into it. It's going to be fun. Leave a like if you're going to enjoy it, and let's get the formation lap cooking, and then let's see if we have a decent race start. Okay, let's do this. Hopefully this pays off. I'm confident, man. I think it's worth trying something different, especially in a race weekend where, again, we're so far off the pace. It could be our last race on 110 AI, to be honest. So I want to have some fun and make the most of it. Let's get the car lined up nicely and get the tyre temp. There we go. Not really the best lineup. Could have done with being a bit further forward, but still, we'll take it. Let's get to work. Here we go. Not the best launch off the line, but we managed to recover thanks to the soft tyre in the second phase. Uh-oh. Careful, 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 careful. 2 illegal overtakes.
Okay, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty.
Got to try and give those places back. Contact with Joe Guan Yu. Didn't see him in my blind spot.
An incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are so far no plans for a safety car.
Verstappen out the race, and I think Perez has damage.
Tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Okay, no damage for us. I was a little bit concerned, but we're okay. Albon's up in the top 10. The AI are going a bit mental here. Look at this. This may have been an absolutely genius strategic call, and I've used no battery whatsoever. Oh my god, Gasly, what? No. Why was he going for that move? Oh no. Damn it. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, tyres are not hot so we can push on, but... Oh, that's so annoying. Such a good start as well. So much chaos. There's going to be cars in the pits, surely. Let's get back to work. Let's try and chip away on these tyres and make some progress. Joe Guan Yu and Gasly in the pits. I feel like I did turn in on Pirelli a little bit, but he was never going to really go for that move into there. You don't normally go for the move into there anyway. Felt a bit of a pointless overtake. Anyway, let's try and crack on. It's not over yet. Lots of battles ahead. More cars in the pits, more damage. The AI seems to be very aggressive here. We've got a breakaway leading group, and then there's just a massive midfield pack.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Back up to P17. I just wonder where I'd be right now had I not been taken out. All those cars who are pitting getting front wing changes, so we should be able to stay ahead once we pit. My plan really is to catch up to the pack ahead, and then the second we catch up, I'm going to box to the hard tyre and get my pit stop done early and try and undercut as many cars as possible. That's what I'd like to do if I can make it work. I'm on it, Mark. Don't worry, mate. Let me do my thing. No cars in the pits this lap, so the race maybe just starting to stabilise a little bit as we set into a race pace. I feel pretty good at the minute. The car feels good. Softs are not overheating thanks to the minimum pressures, so we're doing a decent job right now. That lap was a bit of a concern. Personal best, and I didn't actually gain anything. Not ideal, but we'll keep an eye on the gap and make a decision soon. Might have to pit early just to try and undercut as many cars as possible. We're going to box this lap. Tyre wear kicking in. Tyres are struggling now. We're going to get the hard tyre on and try to go for an undercut. We're a bit far away, to be honest. I don't think I have the pace to gain that kind of time, 7.5 seconds to the TV, but we'll see what we can do. But let's get our one and only stop out of the way. Into the pits. Whoa! Pressed them into there by accident, a bit too early, but anyway. Hard tyres, we're going to go one click hard on the front wing just to compensate for the hard tyre being horrible in terms of grip. Engine wear is a bit of a concern. Please, a nice easy stop. We'll take that 2.3, there we go, no issues. Right, let's get back underway.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Right, easy with the tyres, just feel the temperature up. Hopefully this tyre works well and we can get it to the end. Not really great pace, 3/10 off my personal best. Looks like we're going to be resigned to just struggling this race, and again depending on maybe a safety car. I'm gutted I got taken out. Even though I haven't got the pace, I would be in the race right now, you know, with the chance to pick something up. Considering Albon's in the points, Aston Martins are up there as well. We'd be right in the mix, but Pierre had other plans. All the cars ahead of us who had to stop for damage, and we're on the soft tyre, we're in again. We're racing these guys for position, and this could be key eventually if the safety car does come out, or the virtual safety car, you know, those kind of windows. If we've got 4 cars behind us, that's going to make a massive difference. Ricardo though has overcut us easily, and so has Zhou Guanyu. However, he's on cold tyres, so we might get the chance to fight back here. I'm not going to use too much battery, I'll just use the tyres that are nice and warm to get the job done. Around the outside, lovely stuff. Yeah, Ricardo with a massive overcut, fair play. We were really slow because we boxed with Ricardo about 8-7 seconds behind us actually, so oh my god, we've got no pace. Zhou Guanyu straight through. I'll try and fight, but it's not going to last very long. Schumacher's going to be even quicker in the Haas. We may even get double pass now because of that. We're not going to have DRS in this straight. Oh, Zhou Guanyu slowing down, I think. Or made a mistake, not sure. Either way, we're going to stay ahead thanks to that. Look at the closing speed they have. But we stay in front for now anyway. Not sure how long it will last. Uh oh, Schumacher up the inside. Fair play, clean move. Not much I can do there. Trying to see if I can hang with him, but I think it's not going to be easy. And Zhou might go for the exact same move as last lap through here. No, okay, we've got the gap, that's okay. Let's try and stay within Schumacher's DRS at least for 1 lap. I don't think I'm going to hang on, I'm going to drop out. Wow, didn't even get DRS. I lost it already. Zhou off the track again though. Here comes Zhou again. We'll try to hang on. Oh my god, he swings out wide. Almost got damage. And look who's behind him. The culprit, Pierre Gasly. I'm so slow. AI have such an ability to have just straight line speed and downforce at the same time. Need to keep working on our car, man. Zhou can't seem to do the final corner for some reason. Oh, I broke myself massively. I'm going to make it hard for Pierre after what he done to me earlier. I'm not letting him pass me easy. Let the battle continue. Going to cover off the inside. Show Pierre the long way round. We're going to go 3 abreast here, I think. So we're you up the inside. Trying to leave space. And we managed to squeeze through and stay in front for now. Good little battle this. I'm enjoying this. Able to race cleanly and fairly. And these two are just taking time off each other. We're about to get lapped, by the way. Hamilton's on the exact same straight as us. Luckily, AR will have to pit soon. Those who haven't stopped on the mediums yet. And here we go again. Whoa, this time Gasly can't do the final corner. And it's Zhou Guanyu who's going to get the run. Trying to save the last bit of ERS that I have. I'm actually able to defend quite fairly around here. Zhou going to get the cut back again. There we go. Easily staying ahead for now. Not over yet. Now we can relax. Oh god. That's the lunge into the chicane. I'm having that. Okay, hang out to dry sun. And then we're not done yet either. Here he comes again. Going defensive. I can see my mirrors what he's doing. Making my car as wide as possible. There are the leaders. Should be blue flags, but they also should be pitting pretty much this lap. There we go, they pit as expected. So Guan Yu is trying to go for the move. We're going to cover off the inside. Back for more. Down to turn 2. AI can't make an outside move in this game. We stay ahead again. Not over yet though. Well, that's not going to end well. Oh my god. Just wasting time now for no reason, battling like this. Look at the gap to Ricciardo and Schumacher.
And Jack is in the pits. Jack is in the pits.
Just a complete waste of time this race. Here comes Pierre. No, never mind, he runs wide, so we can relax. 124.1 on that lap. My god. Wow. My god, the AI are terrible. They need a patch, they need work. One thing is making mistakes, another thing is just not being finished and just lacking basic racing IQ. Oh my god, the pace is awful. I mean, we're not that slow in terms of, I feel competitive, I feel fast, I feel like I'm driving pretty well, but the AI are just so strong this year, which is fine. I don't mind that. 110 AI should be strong. So we'll probably go down there in the next race in terms of difficulty. Leaving a bit of space there for Zhou Guanyu on the apex. I think he's got it this time. Well, not ideal. That's my race over. I tried to hang my nose on the inside there, but
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
these two are scrapping away though. But we're going to get lapped. Hamilton's already pit and he's already catching back up. We either get a safety car in the next 2 laps, so I'm going to retire from the race because my engine's done anyway, so no point even continuing. Season break after this, so a good chance to reset.
Okay, I've got information on Joe for you. They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
That's good to know. Doesn't really matter though much. We need a safety car right now. Well, this is it then. We're about to get lapped, and I'm pretty sure you don't get to unlap yourself even if there is a safety car in this game. So yeah, Zhou Guanyu with car issues is still faster than me, and there is the blue flag warning. Mercedes are well and truly back and dominating, but there we go. Hamilton goes through. We're now lapped down, and with no option to unlap ourselves, that is our race over. So I'm not even going to waste any time, guys. I'm going to be honest. I think this is it now. We're going to have to go down difficulty. It's one thing being in the worst team on the grid, but if you look at the gap to our teammate, both Aiken or Paul Chair, you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that I shouldn't be racing on 110. So we are going to go ahead and retire the car. No point with this engine. I mean, let's call it quits. Frustrating, but it is what it is.
It's victory in Budapest then, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
And there we go, just like that, the Hungarian Grand Prix is over. I wasn't going to bother just staying in the race for the sake of staying in the race when I know we're not going to make anything happen. Unfortunately, our race was wrecked on the first lap, and even then I wasn't sure really if I would have been able to hold on because the pace from the AI is just too strong. And that's good, you know, 110 AI should be difficult. 110 AI should be something that the esports drivers have to contend with, in my opinion. No shame in that, nothing wrong with that. So from now on, I think for the next episode, we're going to race on 105 qualifying and 108 for the race, I think. Maybe 104 qualifying, 106 for the race. Somewhere in that region. Basically, long story short, every 10 values on the AI, so let's say 100 to 110, that equates to 1 second. And each individual value, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, equates to a tenth. So, with that in mind, in qualifying, I'm about a second off. I'm not going to cheat and make it easy for myself. I'm not going to take that whole second away, which is my deficit. So we'll call it half a second and go down to 105. And then for the race, I was off quite a bit in this one, more than just 2 tenths. But we'll go 108, maybe 106. Depends on certain tracks when I feel like I need a bit more help. But yeah, no shame in admitting when I'm not on the pace. I do feel like, because I don't know how to do setups and I'm using presets, that's also an issue. Maybe in Season 2, once, you know, there's setups for most tracks, you know, from the league racing guys, and I kind of get back into league racing myself, that will raise my level a bit, but for now, I have no idea, so the setups aren't helping. Hamilton, though, wins today ahead of Sainz and Russell, Leclerc P4, Norris, Perez, Alonso, Bottas, Vettel and Stroll, by the way, score points. 2 Aston Martins in the top 10. Ocon out of the points, along with Magnussen, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Latifi, Schumacher, Aitken, Gasly, Zhou Guanyu, Albon, myself and Verstappen. It's a big moment because in the championship it does mean while we stay 14th in the drivers, in the constructors, Aston Martin now are getting very close. They're on 8 points. AlphaTauri just 1 behind. We need to respond and we need action. I'd love to do it on 110 AI, but I don't think it's going to happen. That is the plan now, unless when I record the next race I find a setup and I see that it's like half a second quicker, we'll stay on 110. If not, we're calling it a day. So yeah guys, that's it for the race. We're now going to move into upgrades and into the season break. Now then, with that said, back in the office, 5 days until the season break. We've got an upgrade arriving on the 3rd, hopefully fingers crossed it does. Until then, let's go through activities. Now, got a few options here in terms of what we can do and, you know, choosing what is the most suited one for us. And looking at the options that we have, I'm going to go for a power equipment upgrade just because it gives us a few extra resource points. And there's no really downside to any other department. With that said, we've got some cash to burn, and for that cash I want to try and go for fabrication level 1 on the engine first. That is urgent that we get that, so I need to try and save up some money for that. For now though, upgrades, you can see we have 1 on the chassis, 1 on the aero and 2 on the durability. We're going to add to that and we're going to go for more aero work. So then, tertiary wing flaps are still full price with no discount, so we're going to hold off on that. Rear wing upper flap, 1080 points. On the chassis, the engine cover has arrived, which is good. Can we go for anything else? The roll dampers for tyre wear, we'll take those definitely because tyre wear is pretty high. And we will also go for the rear wing upper flap. So we'll get 2 more upgrades on the car. And that leaves us with just about enough points in case the upgrade on the 3rd does fail. So let's see what happens. Again, this is not ideal. We can't keep having this happen, but I'm struggling to make money and, you know, make it all work. So failure, repurchase. I don't even have enough points. I'm 9 points short. I've literally skipped ahead on the sim by 1 day, and luckily that activity that we chose for the powertrain department gave us 24 R&D points, which is enough to now repurchase. But my God, frustrating is the word at the minute. It really is. I just feel like I can't catch up. But that's the sliders. That's, you know, they're doing their job. We just need to be able to get better results and perform better. I'm not even talking about getting points. I'm talking about matching my teammate, which would give us much more of a chance every single race weekend. But yeah, season break time. Let's get into it. We'll pick up in the next episode where we left off, and we'll see what we have to do, how many days we get as well in terms of, you know, for activities and stuff. But yeah, guys, that is it. Season break time. We're going to have a little rethink and see what happens. I'm going to do a bit of digging in time trial as well for the next episode, see if I can find a setup, because I'm getting desperate now. I'll do some time trial. I'll do a lap with like a preset, see what lap times I can set, and then compare it with the setup. If I find like half a second to 6/7 then I will try to stick with 110 and use the setup if there's a decent setup on there. So yeah, until then, guys, that is it for me here today. Leave a like, subscribe for more. Apologies for the painful episodes, but again, I know a lot of you wanted this 110 AI, you know, the sliders on the hardest possible. But credit to Codemasters, they seem to have made the 110 AI harder this year. So credit where it's due, that's how it should be. And I'm not fit for the challenge, so we'll have to drop the difficulty if necessary. But guys, as always, a massive shout out to the members for supporting the content. And finally, check out the videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. But that is it from me here today, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Until then, take care, and that's goodbye from me.